Welcome to my competitors. Today I'm going to talk about a couple of enhancements that I've done. One on the app that you can see right in front of you down the bottom. We now have a banner down the bottom here that says upcoming events. It's just a little bit of a thing. You can see it disappears at different times. It's only available on the home screen, and you still keep your menus, and you can scroll across and say, oh, what's coming up? But to improve that one step further, I've actually made this part of a website. So if I look at my website here, and I can see right here at an affiliation level, I've got an upcoming events. And this is collating all the data from all the clubs as an association from their calendars and presenting it at an association level. And you'll see how this is configurable. This is in the compact mode, and it is configurable to the point of how many days, what size, and whether it takes up the full width of the page or it's trimmed off to allow the instructor, oblique senseis, to take up here, right? And then when you look at a club level, it can be here. A club level can do the same. This is now only showing from the same export, the same building of the website. It's showing the clubs, in this case here, the Crestfall as the master demo for this, and you can see it just keeps scrolling through. It's reactive, that if I put my mouse on it, I can scroll back or I can scroll forward, and it will continue to repeat itself when it runs out. If I don't want it displayed, I can just have it turned off for individual clubs. So if you have an association, you've got 10 locations. 10 locations don't need this. You just want it on a few. You just don't have it on like you do here. So I'll just switch back across to my competitors, and then I will have a look at that on the app. So now we're back at my competitors, and it's the same thing as going to a club, and we go to the website builder. So in this case here, I'm looking at the association, and you'll look at the club, and this comes from, where it's got the locations and schedules, the dates and everything that are in here. And then that comes into the website builder. So in the website builder, the association part down here, and we're looking at the association. It says, I want to look at my upcoming events, which will include my upcoming events. And upcoming events will add the events menu, as you can see here. And it's all clubs, and you can filter down to any club at an association level. Right. So, and how far you want to look ahead. So when this is the banner part of it, that we were looking at before. And I'll go back here and hold the desktop. And then if I go home, and this is the banner. So what I do here, I can do at a club level. You can see as soon as I put my mouse over it, it pauses. I can look at individual events. And then it says, I want to include my home events banner, which is what we've got. And I want to see how many days out. If there is no events within the range in which we put in the event horizon, i.e. if we put 30 days and there's no events in that period, this will disappear and only come back active when there is active events coming up. So during your Christmas period, you've got no events, you stand down, for example, the club at start of December, and you don't fire back up until the end of January. There's no events during that period. This banner will not show until whatever the threshold you've set with your event horizon days out. So if you put it for 60 days, it will show over that period. But if you're only down to 30 days, it will not show until January. The next thing is you can say, I want the height to be, this is a compact. It shows coming up in X amount of days and time. If it's a whole day event, you can see there's no time, and then just gives you the title of what's running. If I put full, it'll switch across and change this down, and it'll start to show this, puts the full details. Now, at the moment, I've got this at the top, and I've put it as a full width, and that pushes the senseis down. So I can say, no, I don't want it as full width. I just want it as half width, and you can see not half width, or partial width. Yeah, and the sensei comes up, not calling, that you have to put a half width up the top, but, just play with it. And that can now just scroll within a small banner, and once again, compact, and set out the days, and you can see how it changes. Right. The other point, you don't need to have that up the top. Oh, I clicked on something. You don't need to have that up the top. You have the content order. At the moment, I've got it up the top, but I may not want it there. So I just go into here and drag around my event banner. Which way do I want it put? I want it second. So it now puts there, and there it is there sitting in the middle. So if it's not at the top, you cannot set full page because it can't go there. So if you go full width, it's supposed to redo it, and you'll see it went straight to the top. Right, so that's the way it works there. If I now go and change it to a club, and let's use the club in which we were looking at, the master demo, I can do exactly the same. I can have that wherever I like. This is individually saved for each club. So when I go and export it, whatever here, now in this club here, it's got their events, staying closed, etc. I know that the threshold for them is 13 days. So if I go down here slowly and decrease the threshold, and I'm at 13 days, and you'll see it just disappeared because it's 13 days for the next first event. And this is rolling. So that's only got 13 days. It only shows the event in that 13-day period. Now go up 14. I think it's the next one starts about 18 in the hit. Yeah, and there I go, 19 days, and I start to see more. So that's what you have. And you just go and export it out to a folder, and that's what you were seeing before. So new functionality, hopefully it's useful. No one's giving any use out of it because no one's using it, but I'll keep making the videos for the fun of it. Keeps my mind occupied. Keeps my mind occupied before it decides it wants to leave me for good. All right. Thank you.